why are we different? All of us have a body which are more or less similar in the sense that they are all made up of similar material elements. Our brains are also structured in more or less similar fashion. But the fact is that no two of us are identical in all respects, or shall we say, in any respect. What makes us different? The psychologists say that it is our genetic makeup and our upbringing and environment that makes us different. But is that all? Is there any fundamental part of our being that makes us so different from each other? Ancient Indian philosophers pondered over this natural phenomenon that evades simple reasoning. They tried to trace the origins of this diversity to some basic causes. Is there something most basic common factor across all beings? Can we explain the diversity in terms of variations in these basic factors? These are some of the questions they asked. And interestingly, ancient Indian Sankhya philosophers did come up with the most basic factors that makes each one of us different. They try to explain everything in terms of three fundamental factors called sattva, rajas and tamas. These three factors, which they called guna, not only make us different, but also the root cause of existence of the material world itself. In that respect, they are subtler than any genetic encoding that we can talk about. The Sankhya also talked about individual souls that liven up the otherwise inert material bodies. All of us are a combination of body and soul. While our bodies are material in nature, our souls are non material. Bodies are insentient, while the souls are sentient. While our material bodies are influenced by the three basic factors or guna, the soul left to itself is unaffected by these factors. But when the body and the soul come together, the soul also gets influenced by these three guna. Though these ancient concepts may look speculative, the inferences that are based on their theory is something that we can perceive in our day-to-day experience. The Bhagavad Geetha relies heavily on this Sankhya theory of basic factors or guna. It explains how these guna make people different. It also explains how different people need different paths to reach their destination, namely attainment of ultimate happiness. The Bhagavad Gita says that sattva, rajas and tamas are the basic factors or guna that we inherit from nature or prakriti. Though the soul is completely free from these factors, a person who is a combination of body and soul gets influenced by these factors. Sattva, rajas and tamas are the qualities inherited from the nature. These qualities blind the soul, which is otherwise blemishless.
सत्वं रजस्तम इति गुणा प्रकृतिसम्भवाः निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनमव्ययम्.
Verse 14.5. What happens when the soul comes under the influence of these guna? Each guna has a specific influence. For example, the sattva normally has the property to shed light or to impart knowledge. When the soul comes under the influence of sattva, the person tends to take more interest in seeking knowledge. The interest is so strong that he almost gets obsessed with knowledge. The sattva also has the property which induces desire for happiness. The person takes interest in enjoying worldly things. Among these, the sattva quality, being very pure, radiates light. It is harmless, but it binds the soul with desire for happiness and knowledge.
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमलामयम् सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ.
Verse 14.6. Similarly, the rajas factor makes the person passionate about things. He develops strong craving and attachment to things. He also becomes physically very active and action oriented under the influence of rajas. The rajas quality induces passion and leads to hankering and attachment. It coaxes the soul to indulge in action.
रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्.
Verse 14.7. On the other hand, the tamas is just the opposite of sattva as well as rajas. It neither sheds light like the sattva, nor does it coax the person into an active mode. As a result, a person tends to be sluggish and disinterested in knowledge. He tends to be lazy. He spends most of his time sleeping, and since he lacks discretion, he keeps committing blunders. He is a confused state of mind most of the time. On the other hand, the tamas quality is born out of ignorance. It dilutes the soul. It makes the individual lazy and prone to committing blunders.
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः स्तन्निबध्नाति भारत.
Verse 14.8. But each one of us have all these three qualities since our bodies are made up of the same nature, which is in turn formed out of these three basic factors. But the influence of these three factors is not the same in all of us. In some cases, one of these three factors may be dominant in a person all the time. Sometimes it is a mixture of more than one factor equally dominating. It is also possible that the same person may come under the dominating influence of one or more of these factors at different times. In addition to these clear cut personalities, we often have in between types as well, who may not show any dominant characteristic, or their personalities may keep changing from time to time. So, we have wide varieties of people with a range of personalities. Some people may be active all the time, some may be seekers of knowledge all the time, and of course, some may just waste their time lazily, doing almost nothing nor learning anything. Their only contribution is to make mistakes over and over again. And a large majority of people don't exhibit any dominant quality. According to Bhagavad Geetha, this is what makes us so different from each other. This is the basis of diversity.